Hey everyone, welcome to June. I'm Natalie, I'm an energy intuitive, and I just look at how the energies are going to be showing up, whether they're in June or whether you are in a different group that maybe the energy has possibly already shown up, or you might be looking at the months behind and it impacts you at that point. So, this gives you a little bit of insight into what you will be experiencing throughout the months or weeks ahead. So, let's get into that. So, just to give you some insight, I'm in Arizona. It's 102 degrees. I was in this beautiful area that had a very old tree, provided so much shade, and I was there. I was doing my energy forecast there, and it was going smoothly until all of these critters started creating a lot of distractions. Plus, more and more people kind of got the thought also to show up at the same park. So, I'm now in my car because it's way too hot to go into another location and the temperature outside is just nuts right now. But in the right place, being outside is pretty beautiful. So I hope that the beginning of summer is really treating you well. And that being said, so let's talk about June. So just to kind of let you know a little bit more about me is that I navigate energy very much in cycles and in patterns type of thing. So when I get energy, I can notice that, like for instance, June is falling very much in alignment with Gemini, the Gemini energy. So this energy forecast that I'm giving you didn't just start on June 1st. Okay, it started. I want to say about May 20. I'm like feeling it. So May 21st, and this energy is going to continue on because, as I've mentioned in other forecasts, you're not going to just be impacted by it on the day that you're being told. It's going to impact you at different time frames throughout the month or throughout the year, depending on what group you're in a like a cohort with, right? So I'd actually talked about that in one of my forecasts. I can't remember. Maybe if you're following me, you can drop that in there and tell me when, because I can't find it. And so anyways, that's something to be aware of because I talk about it a lot with my clients that we're on this line. Let's talk about the line of ascension. And, the ascension line is going like ascending into higher consciousness. And this ascension line is kind of doing this. But actually, no, it's kind of doing this more. Interesting. So it's changed since I've learned about it energetically or understood it. When I first started explaining it, it was like this. Now it's more kind of like this. So we're climbing higher and higher. And as we do that, the higher we climb in consciousness, think about when you walk up a mountain. If you're not in shape, if you're lacking self-awareness, uh, if you're struggling to really start taking accountability for yourself or really just making more observations, some of your friends or family members or colleagues or whatever are gonna kind of like, slowly move up while you might have to take a breath. And life is a marathon. So sometimes when we're down here, it could feel like we're losing people in our lives and they're falling away or type of thing. Well, that's because maybe they're taking a breath or maybe they're not ready to even start the climb. And so while you're going, you're going to meet other people along that path. That's like, we have a mountain here that most of the city kind of, not most of it, but a lot of the city goes up and walks it. And when I've walked it, I've seen, people lap me, and I've also seen people, I've met up with them because I sprinted up, and then, so it's all about that. So I want you to consider this, that you're not alone. We're all on this ascension line. It's just that we're we're going at our own pace. Some are at a snail's pace, others are at a different pace, like my daughter would say, a cheetah type of thing. So roadrunner, whatever. It doesn't matter. What matters is to focus on where you're at and stop trying to compete with or hold on tight to where people are moving, where you're moving, so to speak. It's easier said than done. In January, when I was sick and I was observing the year ahead, I couldn't do a full year energy forecast on camera, but I remember going into June, and June was very interesting because June, I was told the word stay. And I'm like, well, that sucks because a lot of people in the summer like to go on holiday or vacation, right? So here I am in January thinking, well, does that mean nobody should be going on vacation or going to go do things? Like, what does that even mean? And so I'm glad I never said anything, because the more and more I sat with it, and I'm sitting with it now, it's all about staying within yourself, staying within yourself. So one thing that comes in very big, in a big way, is as above, so below, as within, so without. So what is happening in not only, let's start with what's happening in the mind is happening in the body. So what I've talked about many times, especially with clients, is that we are doing this, we are experiencing an internal war between our polarities, right? So we have good versus evil type of thing, or good versus bad, dark versus light, however we want to describe it. These are things within us is polarity, the law of polarity. So, when we're completely like black and white and there's nothing in between, that's where things get chaotic. And we're at war with ourselves right now. So June is requesting. It's more of a request. It's like, stay. What are you running from? Stay. What are you running from? Stay. And I also, when I was outside doing this originally, a big like syrupy energy is like, see me. I see me. I see me full, like I see me. I see me. And it's almost as if it is just a very rich fountain of just this syrupy goodness of, now I see me. Now I see me. So when we're in this stay energy, we're able to really see ourselves. We're really to see me type of thing. And we're capable of letting the drama of other people's perceptions of us to leave. Okay. Now, I remember also in a workshop that I hosted for meditation, I do them impromptu, so they were never planned. And this group that came, the energy was saying, stay, stay. So if you're struggling to understand, let me break it down. When, like, for instance, let's talk about meditation, a lot of people say that, well, I can't meditate because my mind goes here, there, and everywhere. It's designed to. The question is, can you pull it in, right? Or what I was taught is, how can you train the monkey brain? Now, from a mother standpoint or a parent standpoint, how do you redirect the child? Okay, because the subconscious mind is a child. It's a child. So it's the emotional child mind. And so can you understand it? Can you nurture it and bring it back and sit with that? So in this meditative group, if I remember correctly, people were saying like, yeah, they know how to meditate. Okay. So I was channeling information, the situation, what it requested, and it just kept saying, stay, 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 come back in, feel this, what is this? And afterwards, individuals were expressing how they didn't understand how much they run from themselves, how much they try to escape, how much they are wanting to run away versus facing themselves. And that happens so commonly. And so, other people have, they kind of freeze, and sometimes they don't know what to do. And that's a very beautiful opportunity for people to just sit with, quiet themselves and listen to, do you feel on alert? Do you feel safe? Do you like, what are you really going through? So June is requesting you to stay, because what the other visual was that came in, like in Arizona, we get monsoons. And all I saw was somebody sitting outside watching this storm roll in and wash them clean, and then rolling away. And they're seeing, some people will see all this like microbursts or things that, really kind of throw things in the wind, and they're just sitting there watching it, and they're like, huh, okay. Some people are going to want to get up and run from that inner storm, and others are going to just stop and stay, and they're going to wait it out. And in a monsoon, when it comes in, you can see it rolling in. It dumps the water, lightning, thunder, whatnot, and then it rolls on, and it's beautiful. And then you can look at, and you can even smell how different the air is. And sometimes if you're quiet or still enough or observant enough, you can see how the landscape is different. Okay. So, however the storm is going to be for individuals, whether that's mental storm, emotional storm, it's important to start deciphering how your mind is impacting your emotions, how your emotions impact your thinking. So that's what June is really allowing us, giving us the opportunity to assess. So it really is something that you want to take as a beautiful opportunity to really know thyself. So no, you don't have to stay. If you were like, for instance, if you were thinking of, well, I wanted to go on a vacation, go, but also stay, right? So stay with that feeling. Stay with, like, if let's say you're doing a road trip and a lot of the mind is like, a lot of the mind is, what if, how, what if, where do we go? What about this? So on and so forth. And it's almost kind of contradictory what I'm saying, because here I am giving you a forecast of possibility, which can trigger the mind to want to think about ahead, want to think about, okay, how am I going to navigate this, right? Well, I understand it's contradictory. And I also understand that it is a way to guide you and to understand what to do in that moment. So you can go to tools like meditation, yoga, like things that get you to be here with you. There's beautiful, like there are so many applications out there now that can help and assist you, but you want to really start thinking how the mind runs and how our emotions can take over. And then is it truly really what you're feeling after, this, let's just say some people kind of go into combustion, and then are they really thinking and feeling that? Or did their emotions impact their thoughts, type of thing? So that's where you've got to sit with. And a lot of you that are watching this, I do see that it's going to be like about possibly August where you start to um, really start understanding this. So it's very important for you to stay. Just tamper yourself in, tamper the thoughts in. Because the other thing too that I see is this energy is the big change in consciousness, is the introduction into the big shift in consciousness. And so individuals are going to be, you know, I just see big boats, and there's different, like everybody's on their respective boat with their cohorts, whatever, and there's channels. And individuals are going to be going through their channels where they're supposed to be drifting off to. So they're going to be going in different directions. Um, so it's not to say that you're going to lose people in your life. It's not to say anything like that. It's just to say that, we're on these boats together, and there is a lot of change occurring. And I know I'm sick of change. I'm tired of experiencing it. But the thing is that we've got to look at that everything changes. We've got to start getting getting comfortable in the uncomfortable, getting comfortable with uncertainty, because we've got to start practicing our belief systems and really learning how to believe and trust. Know thyself, trust in self. So that's what June is really starting to show up in a big way. So, yeah, so I'm going to leave that with you all. And I look forward to the months ahead with you. And stay. Take care, everybody. Bye for now.